welcome back, you guys. I'm going to give it a minute, and I'm going to let some people join, and I'm going to start sharing more information. Again, thank you for joining. I appreciate you for making the effort to. Very, very, very interesting times, very powerful times we're in. Know that you are here for a reason, if you're tuning into this. And I know, everyone that's tuning into this, a part of your soul has yearned for this information and knows it to be true. These are memories that we've forgotten long ago. It's all one, it's all God, it's all self. Say a prayer for us real quick. May all beings of highest benevolent light be in our space in this here, now, eternal moments. May we receive what we need to receive and transmute what needs to be transmuted so we may see the truth, what it is and how it unfolds for us in our own way, in our own right. 12D light, 12D shields, all of our highest avatar self aspects behind us right now, receiving this information, awakening to our true selves. Let's get it. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the next image here. So, Jehovah, Giovanni, Yahweh, okay? These are all the same oppressive, false god archetypes that came here to oppress our consciousness. This is where the Jehovian seals come from. It's based on a reversal of the Phantom Matrix, which is a Death Star Metatronic system. So, I've already explained in the previous about the Metatronic system on Saturn. Well, there's black cubes all around the planet. And it's because they worship Saturn, which is a form of this deity that they created called Satan, connected with the etymology of shatan, which means density, which means matter. It's not good or bad, it's not evil, you guys. It's just a system that someone manipulated. In this next image, to the left we can see the guardian races, and to the right we can see the intruder races. Okay, I'm going to pull this up real quick so I can check it out. And the names of the type of guardians are Zeonites, Athean, Lyran, Siren Elders. Names that I mean, I have difficulty pronouncing them. You can see a Yeti in the left image as well. And it's very interesting because Bigfoot's actually like Chewbacca, like all of these pop culture references. They're actually an interdimensional being, which is why no one's ever caught them, because they only want to be seen if your heart is open and you're of a loving intent. Okay? They're able to phase in and out of reality because they're operating on a different harmonic system. Yes, for those who know, Bigfoot's interdimensional. And these are just different types of beings and extraterrestrials. So, how do they do this? This game that we're playing works with contract and consent. You have to consent through a contract for them to be able to do anything to you. So they make movies and shows and music, and you all just blindly listen and watch And when you don't say, I reject this reality, you accept what they're doing. And this is why I've mentioned in other lives, why there's movies on specific days, proves Plato's allegory of the cave, and what you perceive becomes reality, because, you know, quantum physics and the split experiment. And how when we go to specific movies on a specific day at a specific time, and we all watch it collectively, and we all consensually agree to it, we create that reality. Okay? And so we're here, waking up to agree on a higher timeline reality, because our souls aren't having it anymore. I know you guys feel this. So, there's this thing known as the tribal shield, and it is a DNA template of the 12-strand DNA, which is connected to 12 fire letters, which are very Hebrew in essence. And, I mean, they are. And I'll explain more into that in a minute. But this system doubles itself to 24, and it doubles itself again to 48. And, I mean, 12 times 12 is 144. So, honestly, there are infinite universes and dimensions, but 144 dimensions that we are able to access when we awaken our 64 codons and gene sequences, because they're directly connected to the Stargate systems. Genetics, magnetics, electricity, all connected to remembrance of who we are and what we are and why we're here. Also, 144,000 is not a group of people. It is a quantum frequency. The Great Solar Flash is this frequency that will unlock our genetic sequences and awaken those who are ready to a higher harmonic universe of Earth. Okay? This is seen in the bifurcation process, excuse me. And you can look this up, where whatever you decide, whatever you feel, you create a field around you, and this field connects to the Earth, connects to the solar system, the galaxies, superclusters of galaxies, so on and so forth, and the consensus that you agree of the experience you want to achieve and experience and live in brings you into New Earth. This is what we're talking about, okay? This is what 5D is. Awareness that the generator of the Anu, which is the heart, is all and return to self and source, okay? 0 points. You're never going to find the truth looking outside of you. It's all within you. If you understand we're in a matrix simulation, how do you get out? You go in. And I don't mean that metaphorically or, you know, like, I'm not speaking woo-woo terms. This is very, very scientific, like, concise knowledge. This is what we've been missing. So 12-strand, again, create vector codes, which are, every single harmonic universe works off of scalar standing waves. So scalar frequencies, okay? All sets of 3 in every harmonic universe, they work off scalar frequencies. Moving on to the next image. Wow, how exciting! Check it out. Your hologram, your auric field, okay, is the screen. Your third eye is the projector. It's connected with the sun, which is the heart, okay? Association right there, which when you speak, whatever you feel and see into reality becomes the matrix, because it echoes like water inside of your auric field that perpetuates through multiple octaves of layers of systems, and then you pull whatever you believe that you are into your reality. Right? Welcome to the apocalypse. Welcome to the great unveiling. We are here. We have arrived. You did it. Again, Akasha, sound, light, void, partiki, partika, particum, connected to the Hova body. So, again, this field works off trinity aspects, even though there's 15 dimensions. Alright, check out this next image. It'll make a lot more sense. Our soul doesn't... It's not originally located inside our body. That's not where our soul comes from. This is an avatar, okay? Like when you create an avatar in a video game, and you make them look like whatever you want them to look like, or experience whatever you want them to experience. Yo, we are in the best MMO that has ever been created. What are you doing? Consuming meat? Staying stagnant at lower densities of self, when you can awaken to higher aspects of yourself and experience telepathy, telekinesis, astral projection, all of these aspects of selves that come with our hardware system. Wake up! It's time! And if you don't want to, that's fine. We love you, and we're here. But for those who are ready and willing, it's time. Make the change. Make the shift. They is you, okay? What you choose to do in everyday life and how you show up affects the entire stream of reality and collective consciousness. Stop blaming others and things outside of you. It's you that's creating the reality. It's us that allows for the collective consensus to be so. You like that Truman Show reference in there? Alright. So, harmonic universes and densities. In the first harmonic universe, beings are carbon-based. Second, which is Hu-2, harmonic universe, okay? So Hu-1, carbon-based. Hu-2, carbon-silicon-based. Hu-3, silicon-based but etheric. And Hu-4, fluid plasma light, which is pre-matter. And Hu-5, which is heat plasma light creatures, which is pure energy and antimatter. It's before it has a body, okay? If you study Kabbalah, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so the different states, again, are incarnate self, soul self, oversoul self, Christo self, also known as avatar self, and higher self, which is your Rishi form, in Hu-5, in dimensions 13 to 15. This is where our higher self is. This is how we communicate with ourselves. It's us, in a different timeline, separated with an octave of frequency, because time, like light, moves in rates of frequency, right? So, when I say, if we exist in 3D Earth, and there's an Earth, right, timeline, then in Hu-2, there is Tara, which is a future timeline of Earth. And then Hu-3 holds Gaia, which is a future timeline of Tara. And Hu-4 is Aramentena, which is a future timeline of Gaia. And it's within Hu-1 to Hu-4 that reside the universal time matrix, the physicality of things. And these beings have specific sets of DNA in pairs, going from 12 to 24 to 48, as you can see in this next image. So, what have you learned? Magnetics is linked to memory. Magnetics and electricity creates Merkaba fields because it's the union of masculine and feminine, yin and yang, yan and yun, right? And these yan and yun cycle Merkaba systems manifest ladders of creation, which are our genes, which create bridges to different worlds that exist within us. And in this image, you can see where at 11.5, Archangel Michael had the blue flaming sword initiation done, and a lot of beings fell and forgot who they were, and then all these things happened, and it's just to the point where nobody knows anything, and has forgotten everything. Chiron, I see someone mentioning, is actually a part of the Anu Elohim, which are fallen, dark avatar collectives. They're tricking you. They're saying they're ascended masters, but when you look at the facts, they're just ascended beings in different harmonic universes. They're not ascended masters. Ascended masters are rishis, rishi adepts, which means they completed cycle 1 to 12 or 1 to 15 and returned back to 1 to give you the gnosis. Okay? So all these things of ascended masters are just extraterrestrials of us from different timelines. Stop worshiping things outside of yourself. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. I'm aware of who I am and what I am. Alright, next image. We move into the Harmonic Universes. This image is great. It is found on Ascension Glossary if you want to find this image. Check it out. It's very detailed and explains the different harmonic universes and the densities and specific types of races within them as well. Like the whole thing with the worship in Egypt, it used to be known as workship. You're actually doing work to awaken the avatar self, okay? Worship was created by the Vatican to control you. God bows to itself in its eternal beauty and glory and essence of light. And that is what you are. Alright, let's get into some fun esoterics, because I know we got some people on here. So to the left, we can see the Kabbalistic tree of life, okay, 3 pillars. And then in the middle, we see the Kilof, which is the inverted tree of life, which is the dark lower universe. Okay, these are archetypes of consciousness and avatars that are created from the mind, that beings have infiltrated groups and made us believe and see and create specific medias and artistries for us to see things a certain way and create these demons, which are also known as daemons, which are angels, which are angles of light that manifest into the reality through invocation of self. To the right, we can see a Kathara grid image with the 3 emanations above connected to the threefold flame, which is emerald, gold, and violet, created by the founder races, which are the Lyrans, Pegasus beings, and the Avians. And what do you know? We have a Stargate system that works with the Kathara grid. Isn't that amazing? And there's all these different star systems and constellations, and they're separated by harmonic octaves. When you look into the sky, it's really just you peering into the microcosmic reflection of yourself. What's happening up there? Everything that's happening down here is a direct reflection of that. Okay? It's just happening in a material world. We're in days of revelations, excuse me, and I mean, if you look around the world and the things that are happening, it's all very biblical. The reason for this is because there's a great war happening, and it's a war of spirituality and consciousness happening in the higher realms. And everything that's happening on the lower realms right now is a direct reflection of that. And it's because of intruder races. Next image here, again, going over the Partiki and the Particum and Partica. There are antimatter beings and matter beings, and different root races that incarnated into these states. Okay? This is where the whole story of the Atlanteans and Lemurians came from, way back in the day, and then the Masons, the false Masons, rewrote all of this information, and they twisted it. What happened in Lumiere and Atlantis was Poseidon, also known as Anki, father of Ningshida, also known as Thoth, okay, or Hermes, came. And, I mean, there are a lot of dark magicians at that time. And the Great Fall happened because they created a reverse Metatronic system. They opened up a black hole, and they tore through the lower dimensions, and they let all these lower dimensional entities and demons come through. And we're still cleaning that up right now. Excuse me if I'm a bit intense. It is pretty intense. But it's time to wake up. It is time to wake up and remember this information, because it's integral to who we are and where we come from and how we can return home. Okay? We have free will. We absolutely have free will. I share an incarnate timeline with Thoth. I was born on the spring equinox, same day Yeshua was born. Same solar deity. We are part of the Guardian Alliance. I was initiated in Mount Shasta, 2017. This is why all this information is coming through right now. There's no reason why anyone would have this information if they weren't part of the Alliance. Alright, so different dimensions and octaves and different beings. So different star clusters in Hu 1 are Orion, Eridanus, Sol, and then Hu 2 is the Pleiades and Sirius beings, Sirians. Hu 3 is Boots, Orion, and Andromeda, and Hu 4 is Lyra. And the different stargates are also on there. These stargates directly map over the ley line systems on our planet that directly correlate with our genetic sequences within us and our codons as well. How you access the entire universe exists within accessing gnosis of self. Know thyself. Alright, next image. So here are the races. Everyone talks about, oh, the Galactic Federation, the Galactic Federation. They only exist from density 4 to 6. And some of them have been infiltrated. Okay? Be very careful about who you make contact with. And declare, I only allow beings that service the law of one to be in my space. Because then you create a contractual seal around your auric field that only allows specific beings into your reality. And then above that is the Guardian Alliance, and then above that is the Melchizedek Cloister Emerald Order, and above that, so and so, higher levels of guardian groups. Alright, let's get into it. So, there are different template systems, known as the Black Sun system, which works off 2 to 10 strands, which is the lower, draconian, dark entity, Illuminati, Necronomicon type beings, Zetas, which are a lot of them, there are a lot of beings that look like that, but they're actually PLFs, which are program life forms. And Ruby and Belil's Sun, which is 9 to 11 strands, which is still fallen, okay? Anunnaki and Metatronic, and some Pleiadians, which have been infiltrated. So, Diamond Sun, which is 12 strands, so on and so forth, okay? I'm just going to say avian, insect, reptilian. There's specific beings. Not all reptilians are bad, you guys. Not all humans are bad, okay? Not any being is bad. They choose to be. But there's also this thing known as hive mind that they can't control. This is why specific races have hive mind and are attracted to each other and have racial pride. It's a software that you're running. Okay. And then there's Double Diamond Sun and Emerald Sun. And I'm not going to list all of that. And so through different densities, there's different biologies, as I had aforementioned already in other slides. So this just is a reminder to show you. You can find this information yourself, okay? And this next image right here shows all the different intruders and their systems with Marduk and Zeta and Reps and Omicron, Drax, and Satanists. And these are the beings that are running our planet into the fucking ground. And it's time to take it back by waking up and saying no more. Alright, so, Anu, there are negative Anunnaki and there are positive Anunnaki, okay? The positive Anu are Enki groups. They were tricked at first. And it's the same thing as, I can explain. Well, let me say first, Enlil, negatively oriented archetypal consciousness, they have to play it like that. It has to be like that. We live in a dualistic universe. It has to be like that. Okay? Nothing's good or bad. It just is. And Anu birthed these two brothers, Enki and Enlil. And, okay, so the universe is made from mind, and collective consensus creates reality, which is why when CERN destroyed the fucking universe in September 28th, 2015, and specific parallel Earth selves had to transfer their consciousness over to a parallel Earth timeline, which distorted the collective memory that created Mandela effects, which are glitches within reality. Okay? This is why everything's happening the way it is. These aren't our original bodies. I mean, maybe some of you are from this timeline or parallel Earth plane, but not all of us are. Alright. Okay. Time travel exists. It's real. This will be disclosed to you soon. At some point. Within the next couple years, I hope. If not sooner. We'll see. If not, if you're not awake to it already. Let's just say that. And time travel, you can time travel right now because your consciousness, your soul, you can travel anywhere in the multiverse. But you can physically time travel as well by reverse engineering the mechanics of the systems within your body. Alright, next. This is a timeline of the seedings that happened on our planet. So there was the first seeding on the firmament, and there were the electric wars, which created the pole shift. And then there was the second seeding, and this is when the Paladorian Covenant was created to allow for Emerald Order beings, which is 13 to 15 dimensional, or excuse me, 10 to 12 dimensional beings, come back to the lower densities to bring us back. Okay? And before I move on, this thing right now, what I'm doing, what I'm showing you, what we're talking about here, I'm calling it the Bio-Regenesis Initiative. Okay? It is the gnosis that will allow for us to remember how to reactivate our genetics and codons to return back to source consciousness. And these things, these geometries and these sciences need to be understood, okay, in order to ascend. You need understanding of the female meditative yogic practices and the masculine geometric and matter type states of awareness of how they wed and create the alchemical union to be able to ascend and create rainbow body. This timeline is on the website as well, so you can check this out more in depth in your own time if you want to. Alright. Check this out. There are these things known as the Cdt Plates, which are holographic discs, which were given to the 12 Essenes, which are 12 races that exist in Tara. Okay? Harmonic Universe Earth timeline above ours. And they were gifted these instructions. And these instructions... Give me one moment. These instructions were given to them to remember how to basically reactivate their genetics, and they were given to these beings called the Magi Grail Kings, which were protectors and ministers of these discs that are guardians of the Stargate system, which is known as the AMENTI Stargate systems on the planet. Okay? These 12 tribes, which are the 12 tribes, right? These are within their DNA, okay? This is what the crystal skulls is about. When you get the crystal skulls together and awaken them, then the mankind in the universe will understand everything and unlock the secrets of the universe. This is what I'm giving you right now. Within our genetic sequences of every 12 races holds one rung of the 12-strand ladder to create the bridge back to 12D. This is the great secret. I'm here, just here you go. And it's created through the fire letters, which are Hebrew in essence. Okay? And this language system, because language creates reality, because everything's created through the word, right? I'll explain in the images to come right here. Intersecting Merkabahs again, creating DNA, 12 sets, merging together, creating 1 to 44. Boom. Check this out. Hebrew letters directly connected to the constellations. We are in a holographic server. These are the codes to input into the server to run software. So this is how language works. This is how reality works. Okay? And all these constellations are macrocosmic, molecular, alchemical reactions that happen within the macrocosm, that reflect within our microcosm, that affect our astrology and our natal chart and our everyday life in every breath, in every moment, in the sine wave and the octaves of creational experience that we're manifesting into reality. You guys getting the download, right? Check it out. We know exactly where the AMENTI Stargate systems are. More so, we know the exact placement of the longitude and latitude of these Stargate systems and what planets they connect to. And within these gates are also known as the override, I believe, or overdrive pillars of gates, which, okay, if something happened in a timeline, there's a reset button, you guys, and we don't remember anything. And these systems were put into place so certain things don't fall. If we're in a video game, there's a reset button. Take time to digest that. Awesome. And that's all the slides I have for you. Cool. So some things I want to talk about that I've already mentioned. Guardian Host, connected to the Guardian Alliance, which are the founder races. which hold the threefold flame, which is GSF, I'm God, I'm sovereign, I'm free. This is known as the GSF triad. And there's Guardian, Defender, Sentinel groups, okay? One thing that I really, really want to touch on in these higher octave universes is this thing known as the Interdimensional Free Worlds Council. And this council is created of multiple Guardian groups across the galaxy. This is known as the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're from different timelines, from different multi-dimensional systems that come together to oversee the timelines and make sure that everything runs smoothly. We live in a benevolent universe. Absolutely amazing. And I think that's what I have for you guys. Let's see. How do I shut this off? All right. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being who you are. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly the way you're supposed to be right now. There's no coincidences and no mistakes. Everything happens in divine accordance with will. Alright? And it is so. At this time, you guys, a lot of stuff's happening on the planet, and it's good. April 4th, join in on the meditation. Heal yourself. Purge. Let's collectively take this world back by taking control of our lives. Step out of the draconian, Omicron, control of victimizer roles. Okay? We're done with that. It's over. It does not belong in 5D. It is time to take our power back and be sovereign and love one another as reflections of each other. Okay? Bio-Regenesis Initiative. Share it, please. Go to the website. Share the website with other people. Bio-Regenesis Initiative. We're here. We are ready. We're going to create new technologies to return more to self through this knowledge. And at this time, you guys, I've dedicated my life to the great work. I went into Hermitage for 2 years and cut almost every person out of my life to do this work. It's not easy. Don't wish that you're ever in anyone else's position. Okay? Where I am now, with who I am and how sovereign I am, comes with a lot of work. And it's the same work that you can do. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's worth it. So, declare when you're ready to step into your highest sovereignty. And also, I'm working on other projects, and I'm going to get them out to you, okay, in due time. Please be patient with me. It is not easy archiving all of this information throughout the ages and doing this work. Please support me. I never ask for monetary assistance or anything, but it's time. We run in a matrix that works off this system, for now. So, if you've gotten anything today that was valuable, if you've ever fucked with this page, or me as a person, donate, okay? I need to have energy exchange to bring you more content. Without support, I cannot bring more content to you, okay? If you're going to support anyone, support your local businesses and people that are creating systems for us to expand and grow. Do not feed big corporations that don't care about you. run by specific families that aren't even human. Alright? So, there it is. Disclosure. Like I promised. And it explains everything as to why things are playing out on this planet at this time, without whistleblowing anything about what's going on at this time. Share this. Do your part. Okay? If you can't donate, share. Engage. Comment in posts. Create more engagement. This page has been shadow banned for a reason. It's time to rise. Alright, you guys. I'm gonna save this live stream. And I'm gonna see what downloads I get. And I will hop back on with you guys, and I will answer questions to the best of my ability. Okay? Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for making the decision to show up for yourself and heal your unhealed karma and your pain, facing your shadow self. Okay? Thank you so much for doing the great work. Because when we heal ourselves, we alleviate suffering from the collective and humanity as a whole. Because we're all reflections of oneself. One person awakens to nirvana and infinite gnosis. We all do. Where one goes, we go all. I love you guys. Thank you. And now that the veil is lifted, let's have some fun.